We wanted to thank you for taking the time to review this video. My name's Jason Allen and I'm the Director of Strategic Partnerships for LifeReady. I'll be looking after you as our strategic partner, and I also look after our strategic partners team. So I'm sure you're going to have a lot of questions and these will be answered during the presentation. The next steps for you would be to watch this video, get a free product demo, and then organise a formal catch-up. The demo in this video will probably answer many of the questions you have and give us a better understanding as to whether our service will fit with you, your practice and your clients. Now the presentation, this one here, is going to take about 10 or 15 minutes. We'll take you on the journey of who we are, what we do and how we do it. We suggest, if you're not the only person who needs to be involved, to book a time with all decision makers using our booking form in the description of this video or on our website. But you can always forward this video to anyone else who needs to be involved, as it is quite detailed and will avoid those misunderstandings or misconceptions. In our formal catch-up, it's going to be all about you. However, in this video, what we'll be covering is who is LifeReady and the background, how LifeReady can help you, some commonly held misconceptions and questions, and cover what's next. So by now, you've probably looked at our website and the information provided. If you haven't, that'll be a good next step. Also, a platform demonstration, as previously stated, is a good place to start because that will let you see what we do and how we do it. And if you haven't already organised that, as part of the next steps, with your permission, we can organise that together. LifeReady is an 100% Australian-owned company. The product answers questions that Australians in the world are asking, which is, what will happen to my family in an emergency event? So in Australia, there's 6,000 people that pass away every day, and that leaves 25,000 people to pick up the pieces and sort through the affairs. Tens of thousands more go through major life events like bushfires, floods. We've all seen those recently. And then there's good things like marriage and so on. So just take a moment and think of your top 1, 2, or 3 clients. So if they had an emergency event, say they become ill, injured, or even worse, could you, their partner, their family, access email, things like their email, online banking, or investments? But let's talk about some simpler things. So what about their utility providers, direct debits, insurance, passwords, loans, and other household information? For most people, the answer is no to nearly everything. Nobody talks about this, but when something goes wrong, by that time it's too late. So just to think back there on those 1 to 3 clients, if they might benefit, then maybe this would be relevant and benefit a number of your clients, and maybe it's worth discussing. People are living more complicated lives than ever before. I mean, the average individual has a ton of critical information that's nearly impossible to keep track of. This becomes more prevalent when the unexpected occurs. I mean, just think about it. If someone dies or becomes ill or injured, simple tasks like paying bills, cancelling subscriptions, accessing identification, legal documents can take hours to collate and discovery work. And the question is, where are they and where are they located? This can often result in hours, days, weeks of workload, which will compound grief, just think about it, and stress even more, particularly in time-critical response situations such as handling wills and estates. The key information will be dispersed amongst different locations like filing cabinets stored in the cloud. What about forgotten passwords? These things will be urgently needed and unavailable. We used to wait for this information in the mail for 2 months, years ago, but now everything's online. So my question back to you is, what's your strategy to help your clients out? And here's the thing. 1.15 billion assets in Australia are unclaimed due to death. 7 million deceased Spotify accounts, 30 million Facebook accounts and rising, and $100 million of revenue reduced of Netflix due to people not using their accounts or actually being deceased. So there are multiple opportunities for you to solidify your relationship with your client, their security, protecting the client should something happen to them by getting them to upload their details for their family and themselves in the case of an emergency. So when we have our catch-up, what we're going to cover is a number of questions to really establish if LifeReady will fit with you. Some of the questions that we'll ask is your goals, what issues you're facing, how do you compare to others, what does your clients look like, and how many of them are there, how do you currently communicate with your clients, and could LifeReady fit with you, and if it could, what would be a good strategy to make that happen? So what can LifeReady do for you? Just to summarize some of the benefits some of our other strategic partners have found is definitely the big one is saving time. I mean, just think of time poor professionals and individuals. You may have high net worth individuals, those clients with really complicated situations. It helps manage documents efficiently and it's safe and secure, helps them stay organized. But getting them organized might actually help you identify more billing opportunities and even save them money. Finally, the subscription options are flexible, so you can make this work for your clients and we can make this work for you. So let's cover some standard FAQs that we get asked. The main one is, of course, is LifeReady secure? The technology exists to provide the same security we're providing with big companies like Google and Facebook and so on, but they choose not to do this with your data. You see, they want to sell your information, which they can. They can sell your information and mine for billions of dollars. They want to use our information to market to us and other purposes. And as we've seen, sometimes those purposes is not in ours, our family, or our children's best interest. You can imagine this can cause you stress, strain, and inconvenience and your clients. So with the LifeReady, this isn't even an option. We worked with RMIT, Amazon, Microsoft, the government, design the patent systems that provide you total privacy from your data, even from us. We can't see your data that's stored, so we offer ways to get your data back by nominating trusted parties or storing a recovery key. So just back to your clients, maybe it's time now you protect their data and their information. To further clarify this, we see in movies all the time where someone is breaking encryption, but the reality is this is a myth. Military-grade encryption, AES 256, would take billions and billions of years to crack. The reason people get hacked then is companies have access and control your information. That's the raw data. Then on top of that, they have the key to break into the data simultaneously. You see, you need both in order to have a data breach. And if this entity is hacked, an employee goes rogue, another company buys them out, or they simply have a policy change, they can now use your data, both the key and the encrypted data, and it's just sitting there. They never need to even attempt to break the encryption. But this wouldn't happen with LifeReady. You see, even if they broke in, all they'd be able to access is gibberish. So to draw an analogy here, just think of a bank. You pass the bank security, you take out the armed guard, you get through the vault, but even if you got inside, you'd need military-grade encryption to read the data. It'd be gibberish. So yours, your client's data, and your practice's data is safe and secure. Less than 1% of data stored in the cloud has user-controlled encryption. So if you've ever tried the forgotten password process of a company, or if they can readily access other information, your information and your client information, it's just not safe. It's like leaving the vault door open of the bank and your client's data is exposed, which we never want. We typically get asked, how big is LifeReady? And you'll see the company is not just me. You'll see when you look at the leadership team, there's some seriously big and successful thinkers and people within the leadership team. But we're also backed by some similarly big thinkers within RMIT, the government, Amazon, and more. One of the next questions we get asked is, how do we get started? There's actually 3 steps. The good news is this video, any Zoom meetings or any initial phone calls or initial discussions is the first step. The second step is, like I indicated earlier, you, your team, and any IT people, decision makers, test out the product for yourself. You can book this in the description of the video on our partnership page, or you can book the next step when we catch up. You can't recommend something to others if you haven't experienced it for yourself. That's why this product demonstration is super important. Step 3 is really simple. What we do next is we have a meeting to discuss if LifeReady would fit with your business. So we set a start date, we set you guys up on the membership portal, confirm the best strategy to help your clients, we train you on the systems that we use, and so on, so we can get you started quickly and fully. What we clarify before we get started is, what are your expectations? And we want to make sure we are both aligned on all of our goals. So if you still have questions, the best idea is to book in a session with us or that product demonstration that we talked about before. You can even send me an SMS, phone me, or send me an email. We wish you luck in any future endeavours you might have, and it'd be nice to speak to you soon. Have a great day. Bye.